There, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching the Actual Play Twitch channel, where we play amazing tabletop role playing games together. Mad J. Brown, this is his normal slot. He was kind enough to let me step in GM for a bit, and I'm immensely grateful for his trust and excited to run something for the channel. All channel proceeds are split between Black Lives Matter and the Trans Legal Defense and Education Fund. Uh, and a brief aside, there is if you're like I want to support trans legal and defense and education. Also, there is a brand new itch bundle you should check out. It is gargantuan. It's $5 to get in, although you can give as much as you want. I strongly recommend you check it out. There are some fantastic games. And if you watch the Actual Play Twitch channel and you're like, yeah, I like that Blaze in the Dark game, John Harper did put that as part of the humongous uh, trans support itch bundle. And so you should definitely check that out. But let's get to this. We are playing Bounty of the Week. This is a game that's been going on. I think we're like 7th session now. Bounty of the Week, 7th, 8th. I don't know. It's a lot of sessions. It's set in Star Wars. I don't lead with Star Wars because I like this channel and I don't want us to get in any kind of weird trouble with Disney. But it's totally in Star Wars, set around the time of, around the Mandalorian time frame. Thank you so much for posting that up. That is the link to the Transgender Artist Bundle. We're playing a team of bounty hunters who are legally authorized to go hunt down folks. And they're on a very interesting hunt. Let's just jump right into it. They're currently on the hunt for a Twi'lek by the name of Lantra Tan. Lantra, she stole a bunch of credits from a Hut casino where they live, and because they kind of owed that hut because of Yoon, you guys have decided to work this job. Now, the good news is that you are going to get paid for the job. It's not just because Yoon owes a guy, but on your way out, you did some investigation, and the crew of the Stringer Bell found and rescued Galen Quartz, who is an ex-Imperial, just like Yoon is. And he made a deal. He cut a deal with Yoon with some of his ill-gotten Hut Casino goods and is floating him a loan so that Yoon can pay off somebody and get all that he needs to fulfill his obligations or maybe his desire for revenge. And all that Galen asked was it would be a loaner, and before Yoon goes off to die, he pay it back, or Galen gets, 6 creds worth of, and this is big C creds. If you're thinking, oh, well, I know the Star Wars West End Games D6 RPG units of credits, so that's nothing. It's 6 big C creds. So it's like, thousands, tens of thousands of creds if we do the math. But 6 big C creds worth of a share in the Stringer Bell is all that Galen Quartz asked. Yoon said, let me talk to my crew and make sure that that's okay. No, he didn't. He said, yeah, that's a good deal. That's a real good deal. And then Galen kind of hit on Azure, but she said, yeah, I'm doing this so I can.
Yeah, you don't sleep with the mark. I'm just saying. It's just bad plans.
Indeed.
Unless they're like super hot. This guy isn't quite that hot.
He is not that hot. He is not super hot. He is not, you could justify making a mistake with him hot. He's that kind of looks like a younger, oh gosh, who's the actor from, oh man, he was Scotty in the latest Star Trek movies. Dang it.
Oh, Simon Pegg.
Thank you, Simon Pegg. He reminds me of Simon Pegg just a little bit. Like a handsomer Simon Pegg who works out a lot, but still a little peggish. So there's that. Anything in our update of what's going on before we drop right into you guys on the Stringer Bell that I have missed?
Just where we left off of getting run away from that station.
Indeed. After a fail that was assisted by a fail, you approached on the planet of Chardan, the space station where the head tail is likely docked, and we're told, yeah, your transponder codes don't check out. You guys need to get out of here. And Raxu realized not going to deal with the turrets and defense systems for the space station, peeled off, and the Stringer Bell is now hiding amidst the floating debris and detritus. Like there is a junk, space junk array that is in orbit over Chardan. You guys just kind of dropped in there. Probably not at all dangerous to be there. And I think that's where we ended up. Just to check in. Anything else that I missed? The folks want to throw in? All right. So here are the three of you. You're within striking distance of your quarry, Lantratan. But she's evidently got friends or something going on.
Do we think she's on the space station? Do we know that? Or do we think she's on the planet? Do we know that?
That's a great question. I think you should investigate a quarry. Oh, man, die rolls.
Yes, die rolls.
I love me some die rolls.
Oh, I didn't know we were playing that kind of game.
We are. We're always playing that kind of game if I have anything to do with it.
You're gonna kill us now.
All right. Investigate a quarry is sharp. I have
It
plus
is
one in
sharp.
that.
Let me bring that in.
She is not an Imperial, is she?
She is not an imp. She is not at all an imp.
And this isn't a fight, is it?
It's not a fight. It's pretty
Man.
peaceful.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess we do this straight then.
You'll be fine.
Oh,
yeah.
look at you.
Yes,
So
look at
worried.
Woo!
You're so
Love it.
good at this. All right.
Yes.
Investigate a quarry. Roll sharp on 10 plus. You hold 2. So
There you go.
I like
blow
it.
that up a little bit. What do you want to ask?
So I think I want to ask, what is being concealed here?
Nice. All right. So give me a little bit of the framing here. How are you investigating? I'm not invalidating the role. You've done it. I'm just curious how you're doing it so I can frame up that answer.
Right. So I think this is rehashing some of the stuff Quartz told us. So maybe I'm having a conversation with him about what he might have missed in their conversations and those plans, where she was headed, right? I'm going over his story again
Nice.
with him, right?
Cool. So let's and I'd love for Raxu and for Azur to be involved in the conversation or able to overhear.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
So maybe-
I was kind of imagining like after sort of like positioning the ship relatively safely that we would all meet up maybe in the lounge or something.
Cool, the
Yeah.
super dope
Or
lounge.
super dope. Make sure we
With
Wow.
the
Get those
fountain in
two.
the corner.
The water
Yeah.
features, yeah, that's right. And the cushy couches. They got the Dejaric table. It's so good. Galen, you're talking to Galen, and he says, "Okay. Well, there was one thing that Lantra was complaining about when we were doing the setup for the hit, because we had to do a little bit of research, and Badragash was our slicer. He was trying to find out more about the key codes and all that. But she talked a lot about how she got a raw deal from the rebellion. She fought for the rebellion. Evidently, was part of a unit. Bragged about them, called them the Manka Cats. I don't know. Some
I was half expecting you to say she was part of the Katarn Commandos.
She was not. But I will pause because I do have a question for you. There is a small team called the Manka Cats.
Okay.
They were specialized troubleshooters. Why did the Katarn Commandos have a beef with the Manka Cats?
Oh, interesting. Well, let's see. Based on what we've established about the Katarn Commandos, they kind of maybe push the envelope a little too far sometimes. I think it kind of came down to like their methods, and like the Monka Cats weren't really willing to, like maybe endanger innocents or risk collateral damage, whereas the Katarn Commandos are like, whatever the objective is, all that matters. And I think they butted heads over that.
Okay, so they butted heads over methodology.
Yeah.
There you go. So the Monka Cats, you've heard of them. So we come back to Quartz, and of course says, yay, she bragged about being part of the Monka Cats, and then when the transition happened, the New Republic took control. Some of them mustered out, and she said they got a real raw deal. Not fair. She's real raw about that, and she said this was her way of getting a bit of payback. I didn't much care. She had a lead on some stuff. She got some deets. We had the right setup. But maybe that's important here. Who knows? Maybe some of her old teammates are around Chandran. Well, that's why she came here.
It seems like she knows somebody here, because
Right.
they completely stopped us from docking with some BS excuse.
Yeah, so I guess that Chardin space station, at least one of her old Monka Cat crews around. And that is what is being concealed here.
Nice. And then the obvious question, because I get two, right?
You do get two.
Where does the trail lead next?
Oh, nice. So with that in mind, you use a little bit of the sensors on the Stringer Bell, and you are able to locate the head tail. It is docked with that space station. So you're as close as you had hoped you might be.
Nice.
That is where the trail leads.
All right.
My concern is she's getting ready to get on a completely different ship, and we'll never know which one.
Right.
And we'll lose track of it.
And Azor, just as a reminder, last week Azor expressed that concern to Galen, and Galen said he wasn't so sure about that just because Lantra was so tight about her ship.
Really she's really attached to it.
Yeah. So he said maybe it'd get retrofitted and
that's about
But
it.
that's her
hidden, so it's
baby,
still
and she's not going to get rid of it.
It's her baby. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that helps us, hopefully.
But it might fit in another ship.
This is true. You're not wrong.
I'd be more worried about what she might be retrofitting onto it with this old defunct star shipyard here.
Right.
The longer she's there, the harder this is going to get.
Just going to have a transformer ship.
That's right.
Can we raise her on the communicators?
Do you want to try? I mean, you're close enough to where that band should reach the space station.
Just try to hail her ship directly.
Maybe we get Galen to talk to her and she comes over and surrenders peacefully.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah, I know. It's worth a shot.
I'm not opposed to the talkie route to see where it goes.
Yeah, my thought was if she was on the planet, we might be able to hitch a ride with some stray debris going down to the planet. But if she's on the space station, I don't know how we get there from here without getting fired upon.
Is there, just to double check, because I don't remember all the details about. Oh no, okay, yeah, there is a planet, and then there's.
Yeah, I think
there's like a station that's orbiting around the planet.
Yes.
Okay.
And that station, there are a number of stations around the planet.
Gotcha.
Their primary functions are to strip down. It's a shipyard, right? So they strip down a lot of ships.
Yeah.
So there is a good deal of traffic that passes in and out of that.
Sure.
So playing off that idea of following a rock down to the planet, What's to stop us from going down to the planet and getting a ride back to the station on another ship?
like a smuggling version of laundering. We'll just
Yeah, I mean, we have to take the Stringer Bell to the station because the Stringer Bell is what's being blocked from the station, right?
Mhm.
So if we were on a different ship, I'm sure there's shuttles, right?
yeah. So like I see what you're saying. Take the Stringer Bell down to the planet.
Wait a minute. Wait. I'm not. I'm sorry. It just clicked in my head. We never met the Tailhead, right?
No,
So why do they know about our ship?
The Tailhead doesn't, but
well, she might. She may have glommed onto the fact that she was getting followed. Who knows?
But she doesn't know us. I mean, they have our ship codes.
Right. Well, yeah.
Creek.
Could be Creek. Could
Right,
be
Creek, I could see, right? But these folks, they shouldn't know us. They shouldn't have our ship codes, right? They shouldn't. I'm with you. She could believe somebody's following her, right?
Yeah.
I'm totally with that. But to
But
have
us
that
specifically,
person's-
especially
Right.
with that much traffic.
right? Why
Because
did- why do they-
I'm assuming kind of like if we're able to pay attention, we're seeing plenty of other ships
come and go?
dock
Yes.
and come and go.
Right.
So it's
Right.
obvious
They stopped us.
they stopped us specifically.
Right. I asked the
So-
wrong questions.
I mean, my first thought is either willing or unwilling. So that was maybe Galen has some sort of tracker on that we don't know about. Maybe there's something in the money she left him. Like maybe she didn't trust him, so she left something behind. Like maybe he brought something on the ship, either knowingly or unknowingly.
I mean, this was a guy who had, like, if you remember the case, it was
Yeah.
We'd left the case on the station.
Yeah, we didn't have him dump all that out.
because
You
that
did.
was
You did.
But what if there's some version of an ink pack of
Yeah.
a credit in there?
Or
Somehow.
it could just be as simple as Creek called ahead and said to hold us up so that he doesn't, And if you think that there's no way he doesn't know exactly what our tracking codes are,
Yeah.
then
Yeah. I would believe Creek. Creek
Yeah,
knows.
that just seems like it. That I feel like that would reveal his hand to them as well in a way, because I mean
Right.
he's also wanting to get her. So
Right.
yeah. He
to get in
wants to
contact with
kill
him
her.
himself.
Y'all
Yeah.
want to capture her, bring her back to Jorgo the Hutt. Creek was to clear up his mistake.
Oh, is the contract to bring her back alive?
uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to sound so disappointed.
Oh.
It's easier when
It is easier if they don't have to be alive.
You guys are being hailed. It is a wideband, and we'll say that any one of you, I guess, Raxu, often you're the pilot. You can tell that it is a pretty old, like Republic era ARC 170. So it's a starfighter, but it's also a starfighter that's really honking old, and it's pinging. It's actually putting out a call for crew the Stringer Bell. It's a woman's voice. You haven't heard it before.
Does Quartz
Quartz.
seem to notice or recognize it?
I don't know that. I don't know that voice.
Do you want me to answer that, or are you gonna get it?
I figured you could get it.
Crew of the Stringer Bell. Crew of the Stringer Bell. This is Lissa Delstee. I just want to talk.
This is the crew of the Stringer Bell. What can we do for you, Lissa?
Hey, thanks. Listen, I know why you're here, and I just wanted to get some information. I'm not sure that a certain party is on the up and up. Can I dock with you?
That sounds like a personal question. We're not allowed to come
That's
anywhere
good.
near the station at the moment, so that's gonna be a little tricky.
I can come to you. Just let me know where you are.
I think me and Mune are both looking at Azure like.
Of course, says we could steal her ship and go back on it.
Her ship could be rigged as a bomb. We don't.
Could be a trap. Yes, I am aware.
100% be a trap.
Also, Raxu, Lissa Delsti is the name of one of the members of the Monka Cat team. She was lieutenant. She was an X-wing pilot.
I mean, whatever mute button there is, I'll probably be like,
Sure.
I think she might be one of Lantra's ex-comrades, but that doesn't make me more inclined to trust her.
Anything that makes me slightly less inclined to trust her.
Sure.
And she's not saying that maybe Galen's not on the up and up. Is that what she is implying?
She's being
She
kind of
not-
cagey.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did not specify who she did not believe was on the up and up.
Right. Because I'm like, man, there's Galen, there's Creek, who's probably
Granted, she doesn't
behind us,
necessarily
right?
know Galen's on board, so that's
Right. Yeah. I'm like, so who we have?
Yeah. I mean, I think the implication is she doesn't trust something Lantra's doing for some reason
Okay.
and knows that we're caught up in it somehow because they kept us from docking.
Docking.
But
Right.
having her dock with us out here on the ship like that just seems risky.
How about she docks someplace and tells us where she is and we'll come there? Maybe.
Yeah. Rich, MC hat, just stepping out of character. You could tell her to meet at a starport down on the planet because that was part of
Okay,
your thing
perfect.
you were
Yeah.
thinking about doing.
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah.
trying to set
Nope,
anybody
that's
up.
perfect.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm good with that.
Awesome. You transmit that back. We do a star wipe, and you guys, when you come down to the starport, you see, sure enough, there's a solid enough, but it's about as much Bondo as metal now. Arc 170.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the pictures of what the that's kind of cool looking.
Nice.
Yeah,
Before we get deep into a conversation again with Alyssa, conversing with the team maybe on the way down.
absolutely.
I don't necessarily want to have our eyes off of Lantra's ship for too long.
Mhm.
So I wonder if it makes sense to, go down. Two of us disembark.
Mhm.
One of us takes the stringer bell back up to kind of keep an eye on things. Because this plan's all well and good, but if we might be wrong about her retrofitting her ship, she might just bolt while we're not looking.
No, I like that. I'm good with that.
Yep.
Okay.
And we still have Galen too, unless he goes with whoever's with the ship.
I'll go where you want me to go, guys.
Fair enough.
I mean, I have no problems watching Azur's back, but I guess I'll go to either you guys do.
I don't think that's what Galen's watching.
Well, it's backside, definitely.
Yeah, you left the word off of there. You dropped the word. Let me get that for you.
And just because I like pictures, Raxu, you can call up. This is a picture of the Monka cats. Imagine that there is a blue Twillick among them,
Okay, sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
and this
Sweet.
would be the person that you've spoken with.
So they were a small crew. Like it wasn't like
Yeah, they weren't a gigantic. No, they were a
It
team.
was like half
They
a
were like
dozen
a squad,
folks.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
look tough.
They ain't no slouches. But Lissa Delsti is this person right here.
Okay. Cool. I guess since there is somewhat of a existing relationship between the Katarn Commandos, who I'm on the outs with, or trying to be, and the Monka Cats, that I guess I should probably make sure to be present for this conversation
Nice.
Alright.
I like that.
because that connection maybe
Love it. I love it.
lean on that somehow.
So you're gonna keep an eye on Galen on the ship.
Yep.
So it's just Raxu? You just
No,
dropping
Raxu and
off?
Azure.
Oh. Okay, Raxu Azur, and then
I'll take the ship
Galen
back
goes
up.
up. It's
Mhm.
like, man, it was Walter back comment. That was what got me stuck with you, wasn't it, Ian?
Yep. You're trying too hard, man.
I
You're
thought
trying-
about reverse psychology, like
you're trying too hard.
anybody but Azur, but I thought that was obvious too.
Yeah.
Great, we're gonna have space.
Dank
in the
Ferric,
ring.
man. Dank Ferric.
You overthinking
So we
it.
cut to the Chardan it's a very industrialized world. So you guys see her sorry, Caitlin, probably. You guys see Delsty, and she's wearing like a little oxygen mask type thing. When the Azure and Raxu, when you guys approach, she's imagine Duracrete everywhere because it's a starport, not a whole lot of life, a lot of beige backgrounds. There's a mountain range, but there's also a lot of gray, a lot of machinery, heavy smell of the refineries and all the pollution that's taking place here at this fine planet. She peers, and are you so Roxu doesn't wear Kataran Commando's patch, does he?
No,
Okay.
absolutely.
Do you think
not.
she'd recognize you?
Hmm. I mean, I'm okay with that. Maybe we haven't like ever specifically like worked together, but like before, the two groups kind of butted heads. We might have seen one another at some point. So I'm totally okay being recognized because I like that idea of maybe she's like, oh, aren't you with it? I'm like, I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it.
So she. Oh, what rank did Roxu hold, or does he hold?
Ooh.
And I'm not worried about Star Wars
Sure.
canon ranks. You make
Yeah.
the rank, and we'll-
I'm thinking enlisted more so than officer.
okay,
Probably. Like maybe a sergeant or something.
all right, cool. She sees you, sees Azure. It's a little hesitation. The Chiss and the Republic weren't exactly friendly, but you're Raxu. I know you.
I think like 100% like not expecting to be recognized by anybody, and it kind of probably puts my guard up for a second, I think.
So, what are the commandos? Is that what Lantra's running from?
No.
No.
Okay, I thought this got way more complex than it was.
Oh, it's worse.
Great.
A hut.
She leans back against the Arc 170. You mention a hut. She closes her eyes, shakes her head. I mean, I knew this many credits didn't come out of the sky. Jabba's dead, though, right?
There's a lot of huts out there.
Yeah. So she stole this from a hut.
Mhm.
I'm feeling very like I'm imagining like I think because she kind of caught him off guard that Raxu's feeling a little like he's gonna like lay it out of like how bad the situation is sort of and like explain like she stole from Jorgo the Hutt. He hired us to bring her back alive. Meanwhile, Jorgo's major domo is also out to get her, and I don't think he wants to bring her back alive.
No, I'm 100% sure he doesn't want to bring her back alive.
So
I'm not 100% sure he wants to bring her back. I think he wants to get rid of her completely, totally, and utterly before anybody ever finds her and talks to her again.
So if you're inclined to help us in any way, we're not out to kill her. Just bring her back.
See, she showed up out of the blue. All these credits saying that she wanted to do right by the team. It didn't smell right to me, but I'm not gonna lie. The rest I think the rest of the guys are pretty excited.
They'll probably be less excited when a very, very pissed off. What is he?
Gungan.
Gungan, when a very, very pissed off Gungan shows up.
Look, Gorgo didn't ask us to bring back the credits. Just her.
Just her.
So if you just, tell us where she is, we can get out of your hair. And we don't have to know what happened to the money.
Or get us close.
Find us,
Get us
Fate.
in.
All right. Throw me a manipulate here. Let's see how this goes. If you see if you can manipulate her to give up a little bit of, basically set things up for you. Rolling with charm.
I
It's
got
an
an
8. Are you happy with that, or would you like to call for aid?
I'd say my help is established for sure if you want it, but it's
Absolutely.
whether you want to risk the because my charm is -1, so that might not be.
Yeah, we'll just let it ride because
Okay.
guys hate me.
Okay. So 7 to 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. If you ask too much, they'll tell you what, if anything. So she says, I mean, I'm not going to turn down the money, but and she was my teammate.
If we get to her, she'll be alive. And there's a chance you can rescue her later. If Creek gets to her, no chance.
I mean, they already know who did it, so whether it's us or somebody else, people aren't going to stop coming.
All right. I'll help you, but you got to do everything you can not to, I don't want anybody else from my team dying for this. Andrew probably thought she was doing the right thing. Ugh.
Out of curiosity, what did she want the money for? Other than, it's a buttload of money.
She said she was going to take part of it and pay off her cousin's servitude, and then the rest of it would help set us up.
I find that one a little tricky to believe, since her cousin is in servitude to the guy she stole from. That just seems like a dumb idea.
How young is she?
She's a good kid, you guys.
I thought the Minka cats were smarter than that.
Well, we had orders. We had a single chain of command, and then once everything broke up, okay, great. So the cousin thinks it's not going to work out. How you want to play this?
I mean, you get us on the station, I think. We'll take
Or
care
you
of
get
that.
her here. 6 of one, half dozen the other.
I mean, I like that plan better.
She's crazy, but she's not really stupid. If that makes any sense. I think we're going to have to get you up to the station, but I can make that happen.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Probably can't do it on your really nice ship.
That's unfortunate.
Good thing
Okay.
there's a Pat's, the side of the ship. Another one available.
She says it's going to be a tight fit, friends.
Ah,
I'll
we're old
fly you up
buddies.
there.
Right, Roxy?
That's fine.
All right.
I guess
So-
then my question is, if we're do we want you? Well, I guess since we're going to capture and not kill, maybe it's okay that
Maybe it's safer to leave you home.
He's air support.
We cut to Yoon and Quartz
Right.
playing some sabak.
I was gonna say I
Right
can just
now.
picture him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. No, that works. Yeah, that works. We're
He
playing
says,
Sabak. Yeah.
Quartz says, "You don't think your team's gonna screw you over or anything, do you?
Nah, they know I'll kill them if they do.
Kill a lot of people you used to work with, man."
They
He lays
started.
down a couple.
I was fine until they left me behind. I was fine. These guys aren't going to leave me behind. We've been through some tight spots. It's going to be fine.
That's good. That's good. I don't want to get in the middle of it. Well, so Azur's got a sick family member. What do you know about that?
You know more than I do. I know she's got a family. I know they stress her out from time to time. I can see it on her when she has conversations and stuff. It feels like she's running from something, but I don't know, right? She's, I don't see any guys or partners trying to chase her down. So I think she's single, but
All right. Yeah, that's good.
this is all new to me, people's personal lives and stuff, right?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that stuff. Sure didn't. Okay. And then you make a play and win the hand, and he tosses a few credits your way. And we'll cut back to it sounds like Raksu has made a plan here to me.
I think so. I think so.
Okay,
I
cool.
think I think Raksu has made a plan. So let's talk about it.
Yep.
You just want to use that move.
I so want to use the move. It's the best way to cut to the chase, isn't it? So when you make a plan to start a hunt, dangerous action, use the stat of the person who proposed the plan. I really feel like it was Raksu.
That's fair.
Is it a plan about taking violent, dangerous, or destructive action? Is it about being careful, safe, stealthy, and smart?
Yeah, I think
Is
it's
it
that one.
Yeah, versus talking, persuading, or pushing through, being tough and strong. So,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
sharp for sure.
Sure.
all right, roll plus sharp. But we got some modifiers here. Take
Okay.
+1 if the plan is supported by plenty of resources and people. What do you guys think?
I mean, we've got an inside woman.
Get a person
basically.
on the inside. Yeah,
So I
Okay.
think that's a big help.
I think that gives you a +1. Take a
I was gonna say, I'll
+1
be
if you're-
driving the getaway ship.
Yeah, you got a getaway ship too.
Got to back up. Yeah,
+1 if you're basing the plan on accurate current information.
I think so.
We're getting it from like the horse's mouth, practically.
I feel like that's also a +1.
Mhm.
-1 if there's significant opposition that would interfere with the plan. So you've got a team of people, and they evidently have some pull with the station itself, right? So
Yeah,
I feel like that is
seems
in
fair.
place.
Yep.
And then a -1 if there's significant dissent about what plan to follow. I don't feel like you have
Nah.
had any dissent.
I think we're.
So the sum is you're a +1.
Yep.
And then you also get to add your sharp, which your sharp is 2. So
One.
you're rolling +2.
I'll take
Give
that.
us a roll.
Nice.
Whoa, 12 is gorgeous.
Dang.
Take
Dang,
it.
you're a planner.
Yes.
All right. On a hit, you arrive in the middle of your plan in decent shape. And then 7 to 9, there's some other stuff. And again, because you assumed your team's working together, you can't call for aid. So
Makes sense.
that it was what it was, and it was pretty good.
So I kind of imagine either before we're leaving or as we're leaving, we probably get in touch with you to like let him know like
Of course,
Yeah,
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 all
yeah.
part of the plan.
she's taking us up. Like, you know, if things go sour, you find a way to get onto that station. We'll be in constant communication, kind of a thing.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully, this relic can get back out of atmosphere. Get up out of
So
the gravity well.
this is a new version of the ARC 170, just so you have an idea of it. You
Oh,
two
nice.
have to. Well, one of you can hop in the co-pilot, but one of you is going to have to be kind of in the belly, or you could try to both get in this secondary area. But if you want to hide, it's probably best if you get down in the
I'm
belly
not
of it.
I'm not opposed to being in the belly.
Yeah.
That way, if depending on how landing goes, if I need to sneak or something, I'm
There you
situated
go.
to do so.
Nice.
So we save some money on special effects by just filming with you guys down in the belly of the thing.
I'm just in a little dark compartment.
Lots of sound effects. The two of you. So Azure, you're kind of in a storage compartment with Raxu.
Oh, I don't know if she was down there. I just know I am.
Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
both
I
down
think
there.
you probably
fine.
both are. Yeah.
Perfect.
How does so Azure? How do you handle that? All in close proximity.
It's a pretty tight space.
She's not a babbler. She's probably like drumming her fingers, like 'cause she's a little keyed up. It's a little
nervous type.
nervous. Yeah.
I mean, Raxu, is this something that you're perfectly comfortable with as a special ex-commando and agent? Have you done this kind of stuff before?
I think so. I think with everything Rexu's done, like this whole anticipation thing, like he's just, he's used to it. Cool as a cucumber.
Cool. So
I think-
yeah,
I was going to say, I think Yoon updates Gale on their situation, and I think Gale maybe says, "They're where?"
Nice.
Squish. Have you heard of these things on this planet they call sardines?
Yes, sardines.
The vacuum of space, of course, swallows up everything, so it's extremely quiet for a good portion. There's a point where you get out of Atmo where things get shaky and maybe it gets a little warm, not hot, but a little warm, and you worry about the possibility of like, how good is the shielding on this thing that's about 50 years old?
Definitely hear some
Fondo
like
is
rivets
totally
rattling.
like heat safe, right? It's gonna hold through re-entry and exit, right?
So
But then everything's quiet. You hit the vacuum of space. That passes for several long minutes, and then you suddenly hear sound as it passes through. Remember the shielding like you see on the Star Destroyers, when they come through the see-through shielding.
I love the magic Star Wars shielding that keeps out the vacuum of space but lets giant ships strike through it.
I love it
I
too.
love it.
It
Perfect.
looks
It's
so
so cool.
cool.
It does. It does.
I mean,
I've
you
been
do the
watching
same thing.
Clone Wars, and there's so much of that when they come back in, like all the time, and I'm just like, man, that looks awesome.
I love it. But immediately you hear conversations, echoing sounds of equipment, and then the equipment being moved, and you even hear like a welder, like spark spitting out somewhere. It's a very active hangar that you've now landed in. You come down, and then Lissa sticks her head down and says, "Okay, let me get the engineers away. Give me a minute or two, and then you guys can just crawl out. You should be good to go." I parked her where nobody should have eyes on.
As part of the plan, do we have a map?
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Little,
You rolled a
like,
12,
Apollo
so
station
yes. If you rolled a 7 to 9, she'd be like, "Let me draw it out for you."
map.
But yeah, you've got
Nice.
like a little data pad thing, and she's pointed out the quarters where she stays
Perfect.
and the lounge, kind of not really a canteen, like a bar that she has been spending some time.
Perfect.
So again, 12. So you arrive in the middle of where you're at. You pop out of the ARC 170. You see that this is, again, very busy. You're able to see the head tail is actually in this hangar, not far away. It's It's a sleek little freighter. It's like a medium class freighter, but she's got some turrets, probably linked to the cockpit. It could go in a fight. It's not bad.
Mhm.
It's one of those, like, it's a little Frankenstein-y. Like there's stuff that's been put onto it that probably isn't standard. There's been some custom jobs there. And you see there's somebody actually putting some like, the Star Wars version of spinners on some of the, like, they're adding some slick gloss type stuff. And new, evidently she's paid to get it spruced up just a little bit more.
She's so young.
She is.
Could
So
use some money.
young.
She pulled it off, guys. It reminds me one time of a time when I worked at a call center, and there was a dead time, and I was managing a team, and there was a girl who had a catalog, like Sears or Roebuck from the old school catalog. And I walk by, and she leans back, and she like flips a page, and she says, "Rich, look at these rims, man." It's like a whole catalog of automotive parts. And she was all up in those rims, like, "I'm gonna get me those rims next." I'm like, okay, that's awesome that you like those rims. But this, like, culture shock. I don't.
That was my brother. He had like this beat up old car, but he had rims. I'm like,
It's like, it's okay. I have an Xbox One X, so we all have our own proclivities. To me, it was like,
yeah.
man.
You
All
guys-
right.
Perfect.
Cool. So you got two places you could go. You could try to go to her quarters.
Yep.
You can head to this bar. The bar's public.
Gotcha.
It is day cycle.
Okay, yeah, that was going to be my first question, is if we have an idea what cycle they're on.
So what do you want to do?
My first thought that went through my head and then I dismissed was Azure might have those proximity mines on her, and that ship is right there.
I mean,
But we probably want that ship as a potential getaway vehicle.
yeah, we don't want to blow it up, like, especially not in the,
Just, it's
Well,
good
you
to have
could-
backup plans.
Well, yeah, but if you're running back to the ship, you can deactivate the proximity mines and get in. But if
Right.
someone else, right?
Or leave those somewhere as a distraction. I don't know. I was just thinking out loud.
You
I
are
would
welcome
Probably
to
don't want
try.
to damage the ship.
There are a couple of mechanics / engineers, according to who you ask, who are working on it. But
Yeah.
you guys are good at this stuff. You can sneak around. You could plant some bombs on there
Sure.
if you want to.
I don't think so. I think it makes sense to
I
leave the
don't
ship
think we
intact.
want to plant them just yet.
No.
All right.
Yeah. What do you think, bar or quarters? Bar's a little public. I don't necessarily like public. What's the, like, do we have a sense of, from what we know from talking with Lissa and like the station map, are these like nice single person quarters, or are they like bunks?
So the majority of housing here is coffin hotels, but Lantra splurged for a suite.
Perfect.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got
We're-
it's got its own refresher and void tube. It's got
Of course she did.
of the planet.
So I think that's where I would want to go and just lie and wait. She'll come back eventually.
Okay, cool.
That's my first thought.
All right, and because you got a 12 plus, I'm not even gonna, like, we're gonna say part of that plan was you slicing into the data pad on the outside. It's kit to play for you, I would imagine, as an agent. So yeah, you slice in, you head in here. So Azure, what's the first kind of expensive, tacky thing that you see that Lantraton has picked up in the last day or so and put in this room?
It's this like blinged out bathrobe.
Nice.
It's like super nice fabric. It's got like trim that's like kind of fluffy. Let's see. Hang on, I will show you a picture of what I am thinking of.
All right. Cool. Looking forward to seeing the pic.
Nice.
And then Rexy, what's
Yep.
what's something nice about this suite? Something you pick up that you're like, oh, well, that's not too bad. I wouldn't mind having that.
Oh, okay. Man, what's Rex used to?
What would he find to be interesting or nice?
Because that's she was. What was the Minka cat? Oh, there's specialized troubleshooters. Yeah, my first thought is like something like really functional, but I sort of like the idea that there's something that's just purely kind of like just visually interesting, but like not tacky.
Oh, so like maybe like some kind of hollow art or something.
Ooh, yeah, I like that. Yeah, some kind of like a nice taste. Well, I don't want to say tasteful because I don't know what necessarily the style might be, but yeah, like
some of Roxu might find tasteful.
sure, yeah, I like that. Some kind of like hollow, some kind of hollow art taking up like a good chunk of one of the walls or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, this is a terrible analogy if you really think about it too hard, but imagining if you've ever seen where people during Halloween or Christmas sometimes they'll have those little things, the laser light that go against the side of your house. Maybe it's a hollow display like that. So it's just from like a little hollow device, but it's a mural effectively. That moves a little bit.
I like that. Some kind of mural thing.
Nice.
Okay, I had to put it in the Slack because it wouldn't let me upload it to the.
Oh, okay. I will.
Wow.
Wow, that is some. Hold on, this must be shared with the world. This pic is delight. It's wow. The image file is called Tulle and Feather Bridal Sheer Robe. That's great. Yes, let us share this with the world.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like completely useless. It's like, but I really, really, really want one. But yeah, it's the robe that when the cops show up because your husband's been murdered and you're the one who murdered him, this is what you show up to the doorway.
It's sheer. It's kind of see through.
Yeah,
that's some
right.
That is great.
Can I help you, officers?
Maybe some like hair rollers for good measure.
No, glam. You
all glam.
Up
Okay.
to the nines. You've got a cocktail in one hand.
Full makeup.
Yeah.
We have Azure maybe running her fingers along the fabric. Rex is checking out the mural for just a moment there.
Just starts folding it up.
It folds out a really small package.
I was gonna say, yeah.
We cut out to Yoon and Quartz. Two of you finished up your sabacc game. You tell me who won.
Of course I did.
All right, nice.
Of course I did.
So you're keeping an eye on things, and that's when you see. How is it that this has got to be Creek Macaw's ship that comes out of hyperspace and is headed to the space station?
I think the signature, either visually or if I can see it, I think there's something about it that is nasty, demonic, just jarring, right? Just jarring, uncomfortable, right? Something about it is uncomfortable as far as ships go, right? Just seeing it and watching it move, right? It's jarring. And I'm like, that can only be Creek's ship, for sure.
And of course, we have a little music cue as you seeing it. Just
Accurate.
That's about right. Yep.
There we go.
For sure.
Let's always play in a minor key to make things just a little sinister.
Yeah,
I'm wondering like what's playing across Yoon's face as he realizes.
Yeah, and so you see Creek come out of hyperspace, and he's headed straight in, and they do not.
Of course they don't.
He's headed right in. He's headed towards that hangar, and I think that will be our cliffhanger as we go to our mid-game break. It's time for a little bit of break, friends. We've got a 7-minute musical montage for you of some kind, and we will share that with you and see y'all in a bit on the other side.